All right, can we move on? And we're gonna
move on.
Tube. What do we? TV squat. Wow.
TubeSquat.
TubeSquat. Wow. Okay. I don't even know my own show.
You know what they call it? YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Because back in the day, they called it the tube.
Yeah, the boob tube. The boob tube, man.
The tube.
I know all about it.
I just said teep. Because it was a TV mixed with tube.
Well, guess what?
No, that's what they called it. So YouTube, that's where it comes from.
Of course, I know, and it's you, meaning I'm putting myself
people, I don't want
on
people
the
to
tube.
think that like we've named this TubeSquat to be like, oh, they do YouTube.
No, it's the tube
it's
as
tube
in right. It's
television.
the boob tube. I like boob tube. I think it's a funny, thing.
What was your movie called?
Galaxy of Terror. All right.
Moving on.
So we're on TV. I have a TV show that
he always does.
That I'm going to show you, and you're gonna enjoy it. So look at it. Say it.
The Joy of Painting with Bob Ross.
Yes.
Well, this is going to be very interesting.
So, but hold on.
No.
You want me to?
We're going to do.
Okay, do it. Give it.
We're going to do it your way.
Give it to me. Oh crud! Wait, I don't know it. I can't do the title.
You can't see the title.
I can't. I need a title.
You need a title.
It looks familiar.
Unfortunately, I thought there was going to be a title, and there wasn't one.
It just happened to not be one on that image.
Yeah, it's
I
called
gotcha.
Voyagers.
Voyagers. Okay.
No, it's called Voyagers.
Voyagers.
There's an exclamation point at the end.
Oh yeah. You always have to yell those.
So tell me, Chris, about
Joy of Painting. All right.
I was just about to say that.
Well, you know Bob Ross.
Yes.
Good old Bob Ross. Okay, so Bob Ross is a painter. All right, for those of you who don't know what Joy of Painting is or who Bob Ross is a painter, and he ran this show. This show ran for 37 seasons from 83 to 94. And, yeah, you can count it, but I was sucking in air there. He taught techniques for landscape painting using oil paint, okay? And the show was 30 minutes long, and in a show he would create a whole painting from start to finish. And while he was painting, he coined those phrases. Let's put in some happy little trees, some happy little clouds, some happy little bushes.
His little squirrel friend.
Yeah,
he had like a little squirrel friend.
Yeah, he had. So it's funny because in the middle of these shows, sometimes you'd have him with just like in the woods with wildlife and stuff. And he used to like rescue squirrels. Yeah, he used to have all these little squirrels. Sometimes he had guests
and he'd always give like updates on the squirrels.
Yeah. It was really cool. I mean, this show ran for a long time.
He'd have friends come in and paint.
And then he'd have little interviews with them. He had I remember I saw one where he had his old art teacher on. And, so what's interesting about this? So this ran for a long time. There's a lot of actually interesting things about him. Bob Ross has since left us, and 2 years ago, he the streaming channel Twitch actually got the rights to air his show, and they did the whole thing on like the whole 31. They did the whole marathon, right? And then they did it again in 2016, and it's like a thing now. Now they just run the you could just turn it on right now, and it'll be streaming episodes of that, which is really cool. And then I believe in YouTube also, the Bob Ross or PBS or something YouTube channel put up all the episodes, so you can go watch them.
Gotcha.
Another cool thing about this was that he created 3 versions of these paintings. The first version he did before they recorded the show. He did a version for reference, and that would be off camera, and he'd be using that as reference while he made the second copy, which he did on camera, real time, start to finish. Then he did a third, more detailed version of it that he put in his illustration, his instructional books.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then all those paintings were then donated to
okay.
charities or whatever.
Great.
And I mean, that's basically it. That's the Joy of Painting with Bob Ross.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of the times I remember when I would watch Bob Ross on like PBS or whatever local station there was. A lot of the times you'd see this picture and be like, "Oh my gosh, that's amazing!" Like this forest scene with like a cabin or a beach scene with a sunset, and birds and stuff. And then he'd put in like this crazy looking tree. And you're like, "Oh my gosh!"
Yeah.
Like he ruined it. Right? He's like, let's just put this big thing right here. And you're like, he ruined it.
Why do you think he ruined it?
Why did you do that? And then he keeps going, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's like even better than it was before.
Yeah.
Like he totally redeems himself. Like with all that stuff. And then sometimes he'd have that borders. He'd peel off the big border, like the border, and it would make like an oval picture and be like, then he'd like paint outside of it a little bit, and it would like break the border, and it's like the pictures were phenomenal.
You will. He was just. That's why it's so like cathartic to watch that. And like I said, if you're ever feeling blue one day, just go on the YouTube channel, go on that Twitch channel, and just look at it because it is.
Oh, absolutely.
It's so good. You're like, I'm gonna watch some dang Bob Ross right now. You know.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So,
all right.
Speaking of Bob Ross, The Voyagers.
Yes.
Was a TV show.
Speaking of Bob Ross.
All right, 82 to 83.
82, 83. Yeah.
Starring John Eric Hexum and Mino Palouse.
Mino Palouse was the kid.
Yeah.
Right.
How'd you know that?
Because it sounds. I don't know.
So anyway, John Eric was Phineas Bogg. That was his name.
Okay.
The ladies' man.
Yeah.
Throughout history.
How about this? Give me the overall premise.
The overall premise. That's what I'm going to give you.
Okay.
I'm giving you.
Because you love nitty gritty. Look, I'm not knocking it.
I know.
You love the nitty gritty.
I could have been done by now.
Okay, go. Sorry.
But this is now you're going to get the long version. Now he's getting the long version.
Sorry, buddy.
Ladies and gentlemen. So Voyagers are time travelers from the planet Voyager.
Hold on. Do I need to squat for this?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
Sorry, say it again.
As you are.
As I am is fine.
As you are. So he was a field worker, and he graduated, all that stuff, and he gets his little Omni, which is a time travel device. Okay, and
they're just giving them out willy nilly, are we?
From his planet Voyager, yeah, that's what they do. They get a time zone that they need to, basically monitor and make sure that everything's good. They travel through time and they make sure that history happens the way it's supposed to happen. So
this is a timeless race of people. They exist outside of time. Then, if you're monitoring time. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Sure.
Too much into it? All right.
You do that. Do like look into the camera. You need to do that.
Oh yeah.
That's it. You gotta zoom in on that.
Yeah. Somebody zoom in. God, we need an intern.
Yeah.
Hint.
Yeah.
Hint.
Sven. The camera.
Sven, stop killing those crickets. Get over here. I know I told you to kill every cricket down here, but
yeah. Anyway, the little, it looks like a pocket watch. It's called an Omni. It basically turns red when the time line is off.
Gotcha.
Green when you have everything good to go.
How?
Basically, what happens is.
Know, like that's it. It's like it doesn't. Oh my God, it's red. I guess I'll have to go through the entire timeline and figure out what's wrong.
Well, that's what's fun about this show, Chris. All right, his Boggs Omni malfunctioned. It brought him to 1982. It's not supposed to go past 1970.
Of course it did. Oh, because he had up to the 70s.
He's not supposed to.
So
go
he had
past,
what, 60 to 70? Is that it?
I don't know. He can't go later than 1970. Anyway, the guidebook. He had a guidebook of what's supposed to happen. All this stuff. It was grabbed by Jeffrey's dog. He got teleported to 1982 accidentally. Met this kid who lived at the top of like a thing. He lived in like an apartment.
Yeah, I get it. A building.
You know what I mean?
He lived at the top of an igloo. Got it.
So his dog Ralph took the book, and as they tried to get the book, the Omni activated and sent them both back into time.
Oh goodness!
Let me give you a little bit. I'm gonna give you some information from episode. Let me refer to my notes. Episode number 3.
Oh.
Okay.
We're 3 deep. Got it.
It's really interesting. This one's called Bully and Billy.
Bullion?
Bully and Billy.
Bully and Billy.
Not to be confused with Bully Hayes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know Bully.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Yeah. You know Bully Hayes. Nathan Hayes. For those of you, early episode.
Yeah.
Probably horrible audio quality.
Yeah. Most likely.
1898, during the Spanish-American War, the Voyagers end up in Santiago, Cuba.
Oh.
All right. The Spanish are winning because Theodore Roosevelt and the Rough Riders are not there to help them because Billy the Kid killed Roosevelt in 1880.
Oh, that is serious stuff right there.
So after helping Benjamin Franklin with his kite in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, they time travel to 1880 and team up with Billy the Kid to prevent the future president from being shot in the American Old West. This is what this show did.
Wow.
There were chains of events that would alter history. So they needed to time travel to make sure that they were good to go.
Yeah.
All right. Crazy things. Slavery. Moses. Yeah. Jeff helps Bog as a Voyager by putting baby Moses in the Nile River in ancient Egypt.
Oh my God.
This is what they needed to do. They needed to just make sure
but
that.
So my question is anyone monitoring the monitors? Like, does he have a supervisor? Like, so I get that his thing malfunctioned or whatever, but isn't there anyone monitoring that? Like, does he meet any other time patrol people?
No.
Because obviously someone's got to have 1800 BC to 1850 BC or something like that, right? Someone's got to have that time frame. No, isn't that their job?
This is what he just did.
But you see what I'm saying, right? You see the flaw in that system.
I see what you're saying, but that's
so I wanted to know. Does he
probably why it only lasted one season?
Yeah, but it's a really cool concept. Though.
It is a neat concept until you see the video. Like if you want reference to the YouTubes,
yeah,
check out maybe the intro is just enough for you.
Okay.
Think Hercules and Xeno, but like low budget.
So like we had back in Movie Squat, it's these ideas, interesting ideas, just executed poorly.
Yes, unfortunately, there were so many ideas in the past that could never be properly, visualized. Let's say.
Well, I mean,
you have these great ideas that were done poorly.
Yeah, but or was it to the best of their ability at the time?
That's it. It is the best of their ability at the time.
Like the original Star Wars.
I don't know what the heck is with my mumbling.
That's fine.
Right, the best of their ability at the time. However, you have TV producers in the way that are like, no, you have this budget, and you must make this work and stuff. And unfortunately, like they try and they do things, but now somebody else who might have this idea that comes up, like say 5 years ago, I had this great idea that was already done. It's called the Voyagers. Well, now I can't do that, and I have the means to make it exceptional.
But you know what? I think they can. They bring back stuff all the time. Like
I think they're never going to come out with the Voyagers again.
I think it would be awesome. There is a show that's kind of like
the Voyagers. That was so good. I really wish they had better special effects. It's never going to happen.
No.
Anyway,
all right.
Let's go on. So what's going to happen here?
So we have Joy painting and the Voyagers.
One thing about Bob Ross that I always remembered. I don't know how much. He always did like nature, and then sometimes he did like a cabin or something like that, or maybe like a bird. He has ever done birds. He might have done birds.
Well, no, not.
But he never really did.
On.
He never did people and stuff like that.
No,
I always kind of like that
because he was a landscape painter. That he did landscapes.
Right. That's the thing. Is like I don't want to see like a picture and see like somebody like hanging out next to a tree on a.
No, it was only landscapes. Let me ask you this. I have two ideas for this mashup, for this new property. I want to use the Voyagers. I want to use these guys.
These actual guys? You want to use like Bob Ross?
No. Hold on. Bear with me. These guys get Bob Ross to go. Here's one idea. These guys get Bob Ross to go with them to fix something like maybe like, oh my God, I'm blanking on artists. Not Plato. That's a philosopher. Picasso. Thank you. Picasso or Rembrandt or Van Gogh. It's not Van Gogh. It's actually Van Gogh. It's pronounced. Everyone pronounces it wrong. Anyway.
Okay, Christ.
Yeah, it is. No, all right, look it up. Look it up.
Right.
Anyway, point is, they could get him. Say something goes awry, and they have to get him. And again, this could be a short-lived season. This is like season 2. Maybe the seasons are like anthologies where it's the same actual 2 characters, but the season is a season-wide thing. I don't know. Anyway, they get Bob Ross to have to paint these things. Or
what does he have to paint, and why?
Exactly. I don't know.
I was gonna say he has to paint them like an escape route to get to the next timeline.
Well, that was the other. I was gonna go a little more far-fetched now and be like. The only way they can now get out of a situation is he has to paint them a location, and then they can get out that way. Now that's not necessarily what that device did, but maybe.
So if there are like a bunch of rabid horses chasing after them, and Bob Ross is like at the side of like some kind of like ancient barn, and he needs to paint a picture in order for them to leave.
Mm-hmm. So it's like almost like Sliders in that he has like they have to
hurry up. and paint the picture.
Yeah,
like they're coming and they're
and he's
hungry.
just like, I'm just gonna go hand around here. I'm just gonna put
like
happy
apples
little,
aren't going to satiate their
happy
appetite.
little bush here. Like, Bob, we don't need bushes.
He's like,
We
"Let me tell
need a road.
Let me tell you about my squirrel over there.
Yeah.
The
Did I
squirrel's my
tell
little friend
you
over there.
about my squirrel buddy? Now, buddy, what he did. Bob, can
And
you
they're like,
just paint the road?
Do you see the saliva coming out of the horse's mouth?
I don't even know why these horses are chasing us, but can you just get that road there?
Yeah. So.
I think that's a cool. I like that better.
And the road takes them to, like, how about another random event?
Well, right, yeah, but that's my point. Like, it has to be a road. Like, you can't just like if he paints a lake at the end of that road, they're gonna get thrown into a lake. Bob, how many times have I asked you to not put the lake?
But how about he just paint like it's like I want you to paint like just a field, a pleasant field, or a couch. I want you to paint something good. I can't control it. And it's just what he just paints. His body just does it. Yeah. He has to pick the colors and the paintbrush just.
And they're always just like, Bob, dang it, man. Can you just
Yeah.
You know? What if I have an idea. The boy is grown up now. He's taken on the mantle of this guy. The original guy, whatever his name was. So that guy's out.
That guy's out.
And maybe he has another little boy, because it's like it always does that.
Well, how about it's just him and Bob?
That sounds okay. Yeah.
Like, Bob,
I like
we need to get out of here.
See, I like the idea of having another, like a third person, because it's like two people like, dude, what are you doing? It could just be Bob.
What are you doing, Christian? What are you doing?
But, you know?
Do it. Do it.
No.
Do it.
No.
Do it.
No.
On demand, do it.
No.
You have to.
Wait, what was I doing again?
What are you doing, Christian? Remember that?
No, wait. I thought you were talking about something else.
No.
Oh. No, I don't remember.
The video with Bane and the pointing and the I'm Bane. I was born in the darkness.
The trips. Yeah,
Something
that's
like
right. Yeah.
Trips.
I couldn't know. Dude, I was channeling that night. I couldn't do that. We're discussing a video. If you go to our YouTube channel, one of our YouTube channels, you can see the little video. That was channeling, dude.
Channel it now.
What did I do?
Real quick. What are you doing, Kristen?
What are you doing? Oh, but it'd be Bob. What are you doing, Bob Ross? What are you doing, Bob Ross? Bobby, what are you doing?
There was a catchphrase on this show, the Voyagers.
Oh, get out of here. It was
man.
not.
Are you kidding me?
It was not. What are you doing, Bob Ross?
Phineas was timeless in his machismo.
I'm sorry, say it again?
And managed to fall for a beautiful woman in almost every episode. Whenever Jeffrey's wisdom was paired up against Bog's stubbornness, Jeffrey usually won out, to which Bob would always mutter, Smart kids give me a pain.
What the hell did that even mean? My God.
Jeffrey's dad was a history teacher, so he knew a lot about history in order to get the things set
right. So it'd be...
But Jeffrey didn't,
Bog.
Phineas did not care.
Yeah, okay.
He didn't care about setting anything right. He just cared about, like, linking up with the girls.
Yeah.
That's all.
So he wasn't really good at his job. Obviously, a dog stole his damn Omni.
Yes. No. Like his book, his guidebook.
Oh, the book. Oh, the guidebook.
They had the Omni.
They had the Omni. Obviously. Okay. All
That's
right. So Jeffrey.
wherever,
It's an adult Jeffrey and an aging Bob Ross. And Bob Ross has to, which is interesting because Bob. I mean, look, the joy of painting is. It's a reality TV show. We're taking the
reality TV show.
Well, no, it was
Would you say like
Bob Ross is a real person?
Like Regis and Kathy Lee was alive.
That's a
that like
a reality television show. Yeah, because they're real people. Yes, I
think reality kind of took on its own little stupid thing.
But don't argue semantics with what is real and what's not real. If the people in the show are real people being themselves,
there's a talk show, and then there's like
they're being themselves.
But like a cooking show, It's basically
still
like
being themselves.
It's an instructional show.
Jan Can Cook was Jan. It was a reality cooking show.
I wouldn't say it's reality. It's not like cooking with the real world. Whoa, what are we going to make today? We're going to make some
now you're wrong
out of that old pizza crust you found on the side of your couch.
The real world messed up reality. That wasn't real.
Gum. There might be some hairs on there. And you take it, you throw it in the toaster oven, and you melt some cheese on top of that thing. We're going to show you how to do it.
No, that's not the real world was not reality. What's considered reality TV today is not reality. That's not reality. Your talk shows, your news programs, that's reality. We're done arguing about it. My point is Bob Ross is a real person. We're now making him a character. That was my whole point. You understand?
Oh, well, why didn't you say that before?
Oh, God almighty.
All right.
Anyway.
Let's
So what's it called? The Joy of Time Travel.
The Joy of Time Travel? The Joy of History?
No, that's boring.
Really?
History is boring. Well, it can be boring. Actually, I don't find history. Do you find history boring? I actually don't find history boring, to be honest with you.
Really?
I
don't know.
I find history actually interesting. I mean, granted, some things are more interesting than others, but
it's the same thing with like
everything. I know. Well,
there are more interesting like.
All right. Well, we're just talking about history. So what? What do you want to do?
That bomb pop is better than that one.
Oh, what about
that one has red, white, and blue. That one's just all red.
How about
I don't want that.
How about the joy of painting history?
The joy of painting history. The joy of painting history and time travel.
New catchphrase. Jeffrey goes, "Paint us out of this corner, Bob. How are you gonna paint us out of this corner, Bob?" And Bob's like, "I got this, young Jeffrey. I got this.
How are you gonna paint us out of this corner?
Just put this happy little tree." No, Bob, stop with the trees! Oh my God, he just yells at him all the time.
So
the joy of painting history, the joy of history, the joy of time travel.
Painting out of a corner.
Oh, come on. No, you can't put the catchphrase in the title. That's not how it works.
The joy of painting. What? What did you say?
I said the joy of painting history, or the joy of time travel.
It's a tough one.
The joy of painting time travel.
The joy of
the time travel of painting. The painting of.
I think the joy of time travel.
Oh, you could just do the joy.
Toy of time. Yes.
The joy of time travel. Yeah. I was gonna say the painting of history.
What? No. You need joy.
Yeah, all right.
Because that's what it's all about. It's the joy of it.
So he said the joy.
And unfortunately, Jeffrey doesn't want to experience the joy.
He just wants to get the heck out of there.
Bob
all right,
does.
so the joy of time travel?
Yeah.
All right. What are we doing next?